Hello everyone, this is going to be the first few questions of November 2024 for Edexcel. So let's have a look at the first question, paper 1. So the first question, it says, work out 818.4 divided by 1.2. You must show all the stages in your working and it's worth 3 marks. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do the old kind of bus stop, and it's like a long division one. So instead of, now here's the first thing. Instead of doing 818.4 divided by 1.2, that's the same as doing 8184 divided by 12. So basically, if you times both sides by 10, you're going to get the same answer. Okay, so when I work out 8184 divided by 12, I'm going to get the same answer. So the first thing I need to do is look at the 81, and I say to myself, how many times does 12 go into 81? And the answer is it goes in 6 times, because 6 times 12 is going to be 72. So I write down 72 there, and I'm going to take 72 away from this. So I can't take 2 away from 1, so I can cancel that out, lend that one a 1. So going to be 2 take away, so 11 take away 2 is going to be 9, and 7 take away 7 is 0. So then I drop down the 8 and I repeat the process. How many times does 12 go into 98? And the answer is it goes in 8 times, because 8 times by 12 is going to be 96. So I write down 96 and I do 98 take away 96 is going to give me 2. So then I drop down the 4 and I say, repeat the process. How many times does 12 go into 24? And it goes in 2. So I've got down here 24. Take that away, there's no remainder. So therefore, the whole thing is going to be, the answer is 682. So that's long division. Now, if anyone's thinking about doing A-level, you get to do that algebraically. You do algebraic long division at A-level with the same method, which is good fun. Okay, now let's have a look at question 2. The table shows the probabilities that a biased dice will land on 3, 4, 5, or on a 6. Okay, so it says there's a number on the dice. It says 𝗂𝗏 assumes that the probabilities on the dice on a 1 and 2 are the same. So 𝗂𝗏 rolls the dice 500 times. So first of all, we need to complete this probability diagram. So all of the probabilities are going to add up to make, they're all going to add up to make 1. So we need to do 1 take away 0.1, take away 0.3, take away 0.05, take away 0.25. So when we take all of those away, that turns out to be 0.3. Okay, now the probabilities for 1 and 2 are both the same. So the probability for 1 is going to be 0.15, and the probability for 2 is going to be 0.15, because we just divide that 0.3 by 2. And then we've got the probabilities for 3, 4, 5, and 6 are already in the table. So that's how we complete the missing values in the table. Now, it says 𝗂𝗏 rolls the dice 500 times. Assuming that 𝗂𝗏 is right, work out an estimate for the number of the times that the dice will land on a 2. So we're going to basically say that the expected outcome is equal to the number of trials times by the probability of the event. So we've got the number of times we're going to get a 2 is going to be the number of trials, which is 500, times by the probability of the event, which is 0.15. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to work out what is 15% of 500. So 10% of 500 is 50, and 5% of 500 is 25. So 50 add 25 is 75, because remember, this is a non-calculator paper. So the answer is 75 is the answer to part A. Part B says 𝗂𝗏 is wrong. The probability that the dice will land on a 2 is greater than the probability that it will land on a 1. Okay, how does this affect your answer in part A? Well, it just means if it's more likely to land on a 2, when you roll the dice 500 times, you'd expect it to land on a 2 more than 75. So the answer is, the answer will be greater. So for part B here, we're going to say land on 2 more than 75 times. Okay, so that's what we would say for part B. It's going to land on that 2 more than 75 times. Right, question 3, some fractions. What does it say to do with these? Work out 3, yes, okay. I think, to be honest, with this one, there's loads of ways we can do it. We can either convert them into mixed numbers first, or we could just take away the integers first. So I'm going to say that if I do 3 take away 1, that gives me 2. Okay, and then I've got to do a half take away 1/6. Now what I'm going to do here is get a common denominator, times the numerator and denominator of that one by 6. So that is the same as 6/12. And times the numerator and denominator of this one by 2. So that's the same as 2/12. So this is the same as 4/12 when you take it away, which is the same as 1/3. So the answer is 2 1/3. Okay, so because of the fact that a half take away a 6 is a positive number, I realized I was safe just to take the integers away first and then do the fraction. However, you could do it by turning it into an improper fraction first if you wish. Right, part B, which is probably what I'm going to do in part B. Show that 5 1/4 divided by 2 1/3 is 2 1/4. So for part B, I am going to turn them both into improper fractions first. So 5 times 4 is 20. 20 add 1 is 20/4 to change 5 1/4 into a mixed number. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 add 1 is 7/3. So I've rewritten 5 1/4 divided by 2 1/3 as 21/4 divided by 7/3. Now it's the old KFC time, or however your teachers have taught you this. Keep, switch, flip. So we're going to keep, we're going to switch, we're going to flip. Okay, so therefore that's how this is going to simplify. Now 21 divided by 7 is 3, so that simplifies. Okay, and then we're going to times by, still got a 3 there, and we still got divided by 4. So that is the same as 9/4. Okay, because when I cancelled that out, that turned out to be a 3, and that was a 1. Right, 9/4. So that can be thought of as being 8/4 add 1/4. And 8/4 is 2, so it is 2 1/4 as required there. So that's our part B done on that fraction one. Question 4, what have we got here? It says ABCD is a parallelogram. All the angles are measured in degrees. Find an expression in terms of E for the size of the angle CAD. So the angle CAD. Okay, give a reason for each stage of your working. Ah, intriguing. Let's have a look at this one. So what have we got here? We've got this little parallelogram thingy-mabob, like so. And what do we know about it? It is A, it is B, it is C, it is D. This angle is E. This angle here is 3E. Now, those two lines are parallel, those two lines are parallel. So we know that alternate angles are equal. So we know that this angle down here is E. So let's write down that the angle ACD is equal to E, and that's because alternate angles are equal. Okay, so that's how we know that that is E down there. We've got to find, the whole point is to find an expression for angle CAD. So we know that angles, so this angle up here, because angles in a triangle add up to 180, it must be 180 degrees, take away 3E, take away E, so it must be take away 4E. So therefore we can write down that the angle CAD that we're after is equal to 180 take away 4E, and the reason for that is because the angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. Okay, so that's what we would do there for our question 4. One more, let's have a look at this one more in this particular little batch of videos. So basket of questions rather. Right, a car travelled 4.96 miles at an average speed of 30.4 miles per hour. Work out an estimate for the time taken by the car. So this is one of those little things that we have in science as well. Okay, I think these are the most useful things. So we have speed, we have distance, and we have time. Work out an estimate for the time. Time is distance divided by speed. So the distance is 4.96 miles, and the time is 30. The speed, is 30.4 miles per hour. So we've got time is distance divided by speed. Now notice the key word here, estimate. Okay, so whenever they say that, I think we should basically give everything to one significant figure. So 4.95, it makes sense to think of that as 5, and 30.4, it makes sense to think of that as being 30. So we've got 5 divided by 30. Now let's think about that. So 5 times 6 is 30. So that is going to be 1/6 of an hour. Okay, so that's what we need to do. We need to think about 1/6 of an hour. Okay, so an hour is 60 minutes, and we're going to divide 60 minutes by 6. So therefore 1/6 of an hour is 10 minutes. Okay, so that's what I think we should have for that one. Okay, and then really usefully, the mark scheme doesn't give, it's one of those things where the mark scheme hasn't given us a nice answer here. But I'm going to say we're going to go with 10 minutes. Is your answer an underestimate or an overestimate? Give a reason for your answer. It's kind of hard to say really, because, well, let's think. We rounded this one up, but we rounded that one down. So I think this is one of those things where they're going to give you, let's see, what are they saying? They're saying it's an overestimate, okay? An overestimate because we're dividing by a larger number by a smaller number. So we rounded this one down, okay, and we rounded that one up, yeah. So because this one was rounded down, when you divide by a smaller number, the answer is going to be bigger than it would have been otherwise. So that's the justification that they're saying it is an overestimate, because we divided by a smaller number. So therefore the answer we got was bigger. Okay. All right, I hope that makes sense. Thank you for watching this. Remember, if you're finding these videos helpful, if you could make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, that I'd really appreciate that. That helps me keep on making more videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.